Hey everybody, this is Mr. Carlos coming to you from my studio here in Hana, and I'm going to present a art class today for you to do at home while you are in your quarantine or while we're waiting for school to start over again. I'm doing this for hanaarts.org and it will be on YouTube, so please enjoy, and let's get on with the show. So what we're doing today is a class called Rubbings for a Rainy Day, and I'm going to teach you how to do different kinds of rubbings, how to put them together to make a drawing, and just how to start maybe looking at your world in a different way, because once you start seeing things in terms of surface and texture and pattern, they're not just simple things anymore. So let's get started. I want to start by showing you the materials that I collected and you can collect, and it's very easy to do. You just walk outside and look around you. This is just an avocado leaf and a seed pod. This is from an areca plant. These are ferns, papaya leaf, and some grasses. Okay, very simple, very easy. In fact, the simplest things make the best patterns. And then also I collected a couple things from home because you might be inside. Spool of thread, a broken spatula, a piece of 2x4, and if you don't have a piece of wood lying around, maybe you have wood on the porch and you can bring your paper to the wood. Also, a wicker basket has, all kinds of wonderful patterns on it that you can get a rubbing off of, and I know this you might wonder why sneakers here, but if you look at the bottom of the sneaker, it's got a great pattern, and so we're going to take rubbings off of some of these now, and you will start to see how to put things together. And it is my wish that you will experiment and you will try to use your imagination. That's the main thing here, to create new things, interesting things, things you can give to people you love. So we start with paper, and one of the best materials is crayon, and you know I love crayons. You can also use pencil, but pencil takes forever. Okay, so I don't recommend it. I recommend crayons, and I recommend using dark crayons because you will not get as good a result from a light crayon, and then you won't be happy with what you're doing, and you'll say, oh, this is no fun. So I'm going to use black, and if you can get black, I recommend using black. If not, a dark blue is good, a purple or a violet or a brown is good. And we even have a red. I guess it broke, but the red works too. A dark red though, not a pink, not a yellow, an orange like this. It looks bright, but it's actually a very light. Okay, so it wouldn't work so well. You are welcome to try all of them, whatever colors you have, but this is why I'm showing you this part of the class, is for you to understand, well, let me get some tests first so I know what I like, then I'm going to make something really fantastic. So we're going to start with the natural elements, my black crayon, and I'm just going to show you how I make a rubbing, give you some instructions. I lay the material down, I put my piece of paper over it where I want to do the rubbing, and the two things to remember about rubbing is this hand, not your drawing hand, has to be able to hold the paper firmly and what's under it still, so you can get a good rubbing. And when you do your rubbing, you want to rub in one direction, and you don't want to rub too hard or you'll just blacken everything in, and or you might rip your paper. So just watch me. This hand is always close to the crayon, and as I move away, I move my hand. And you see I'm slowly and carefully just getting the rubbing. So here's, okay, now I'm not going to do the whole thing. I don't want to do the whole thing because I want to add to it. And this is part of the class where I want to teach you to use your imagination. I want to add to it by choosing different shapes, different material, and sort of just having them side up right next to it so that it becomes part of the same image. And so as you can see, my leaf and my areca leaf are now kind of connected to each other. Okay, I'm going to do that leaf one more time. Just sometimes it's good to do more than one. Okay, so let us try something different. I like the seed. I want to show you how to do a seed pod because it's kind of bumpy, but it can still work. I lay it down, I hold it, and in this, I'm only going in one direction or I'm going back and forth in the same direction. Now, if I'm too rough with this, I will rip the paper. But if you're careful, you can get a really nice image, okay? And finally, even just a few pieces of grass can be interesting, okay? Some will work and some won't, and this is why you experiment. Okay, so there we have some rubbings. And the nice thing about this is it could be a bird, it could be a fish, it could be a face, a mask of some sort. That's why I'm trying to show you how to combine all these materials together to make something that's not just one thing, but is a composite that then you will make something out of. So, did I show that well enough? Okay. There's experiment number one. Experiment number two, we're going to use the household objects. For example, I love the wood, and it has a nice knot in it, so I'll get that shape come out. Great for making eyeballs. And like I said, if you don't have a piece of wood around the house, there might be a floorboard on your porch or something that you can just put the piece of paper down and make a rubbing. And here we'll do two of these just to get, so you can see how the eyeballs come out. Boop. Okay, see, almost like the beginning of a face. All right, now here I have this. Okay, I'm going to place it this way. Sometimes, you know, you don't always hold the paper the same way. Sometimes you move the paper around. That's why I also recommend that you work standing up. Okay, there I got a pattern. And maybe I'll do a little more over here. So to show you how you can add, keep adding until something new happens. This is almost a face right there. Okay. Now I just want to show you two more things because I know you're dying to see how the sneaker works. Okay, so see, and I'm holding my paper upside down. It doesn't matter. Okay, so now I'm holding it. I got to be real careful because the sneaker wants to move. But I get this really cool pattern of the sneaker bottom, okay? I want to show you one last thing, then we're going to go into how to make something. Oh, actually two last things. Here's the wicker basket, and I turned it upside down because I like this texture. And you can see, again, this hand is holding the paper, and this other hand is still going in one direction. Okay, and this is nice because it gives you a circle. Okay, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, one last thing, because it's my favorite thing, I saved the best to last. I love to use thread, because thread can be made to look like many different things. If you're really careful, you could do a whole thread drawing and then just do a rubbing of it. I'm just going to show you that it also, as a rubbing material, it really produces a great rubbing. Okay, so here in my last spot left. I love the way the thread comes out. It just comes out very clear. And then if I want to move it, I want to fill in this space. Okay, and you see, I don't have to color the whole thing. And I come right up to the edge and then I stop. And then I get this finished experiment that, of course, shows you all the things you can do, and you learn how to do a rubbing good. So now we have our 2 experimental rubbings. Now I'm going to show you how to make, here's one of my tests. I'm going to show you how to make a fish, because it's easy and we know what fish look like. And then I'll show you how to make one more thing, which is a much simpler series of frames. And these are nice because you could do this. It's this nice outline, and then you can do something in here. You could do a message, you can put a picture, you can draw another picture, you can do some rubbings. But I'll show you how to use your materials to make a nice frame. So we'll do the fish in the frame. All right, fish first. Take a piece of paper. Well, here's a wonderful fish body shape. Okay. I'm going to use the red. I'm going to make a red fish. So there's the fish body. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Now, perfect for the fish eye will be this shape. Okay. And actually, I'm going to use more than one color because I wanted to show you how to use more than one color. So there's my fish eye. Okay. Now we want to give the fish a interesting crown, so I'll use the Eureka. And again, let's try some blue. Now, if you want to help yourself out because you go, I can't do a fish like Mr. Carlos does just out of his head, you can take a pencil, for example, and let's say I want the tail. Well, I'll draw the outline for the tail, and then I will use my ferns to make the tail. So you can draw your drawing first as an outline, and then, let's use brown. Excuse me. And just leave the pencil lines there. It's okay. Okay, now I'm going to move this to the other side. There we go. There's a nice fish tail, okay? And then one more right in the center. All right, and I don't know, you can name your fish. Let's put a little bit of a bottom on him. We'll use the papaya leaf, or her. Okay, so there's our fish. Now you might also want to do some background. And here you could use your sneaker. I'm going to use sneaker. Now see, I do different areas. I don't always do the same. Okay, now let's try a little bit of thread. Just maybe there'll be like bubbles. This is how I like to use the thread, is I just move the paper a lot and I just color with the thread. Okay. Finally, and one last thing that I haven't showed you yet is, and this will be good to save the black for, is you can use the black to then finally draw the drawing, like the fish wants to have a mouth, right? And maybe You want to give that eye a little definition, and this didn't come out so great, but if I do this, okay, even here. So it becomes look more like a fish, but you don't want to do so much that you just color over your rubbing. So there you go. Here's a fish. That was pretty easy. Now I'm going to show you this one last step, how to make a frame. I'll just show you the beginning and then you can go from there. So I'm going to use my seed pod for the first layer. And again, we're going to use different colors because once you get into your final composition, you want to do something with color. Here's one side. Now I'm going fast because I'm kind of skilled at this, but I recommend that you take your time and go slow because you got all day. Okay, and that's not a perfect frame. It's actually kind of nice that it looks different. It's kind of round at the edges. Okay, now I'll show you the thread part of the frame because that's my favorite. And we will use the brown, okay? And again, if you need to draw the lines, do so. But me, I can kind of just guess where it's got to be because I've been doing this a long time. Okay. All right, we're almost at the end here. So, okay, so there's 2-color frame. You could do 3-color, and then on the inside you can just say and add your own special touch to it. Okay, that's what I got for you. Hope it inspires you. Hope it gives you great ideas. Hope you had fun. Hope you'll have lots of fun. And maybe we'll see you next time. Okay, bye.